How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So the markets were not the greatest today. Not at all, quite honestly. We had the S&P 500 down 0.5%. The Dow went down 0.8%. The NASDAQ 100 went down 0.3%. And somehow the Russell ended up breaking even. So today we're going to break down some charts, my thoughts on the markets, stocks I'm looking at right now, and how I'm approaching overall the sell-off that we did see today. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your Diet Snapple. I doubt anybody out there is actually drinking a Diet Snapple right now, but I am. So take a sip of whatever you got. Get your 2 stocks from Webull down below. All you have to do is deposit $100, and you simply get 2 stocks. I also get 2 stocks since it is an affiliate link, and those are valued up to $1,600. So let's talk, guys. We had a Fed meeting today. Well, the conclusion of the Fed meeting. We had Jerome Powell speak, and if you guys didn't catch my video from earlier, I'm sure a lot of you did, go check it out. We covered the entire Fed meeting in that video. I'll link it down below, but needless to say, it was not the best. It was not the best. We're seeing potential increase we are going to see an increase in interest rates sooner than expected. That kind of freaked out the markets a bit. And you guys can see SPY ended up closing down 0.5%. It closed at 422. And look at this. After market hours, it's down even more. It's actually down under $420. It's now sitting at $419.90 after hours. So it's down an additional 0.6%. So overall, if you're looking at where we opened today to where we are now after hours, we're down over 1%. So yeah, it's not the best. I mean, this is not the best, but it's not that bad either. It's not the end of the world. We're simply seeing a pretty chunky sell-off here, if you want to call it that. And we honestly haven't gotten a sell-off like this over the past couple of weeks. I mean, the last time we got a substantial sell-off here on SPY was back in the middle of May. Early May as well, we got a pretty big sell-off from 422 down to about 401. That was about a 5% sell-off in the matter of a couple of days. So in terms of charts here, what I'm looking at, very simple here, is the 4-hour chart, the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, this gold line. As of now, it looks like we are maintaining it at a higher low, and it's too soon to tell whether or not we're going to bounce off this level. Quite frankly, as of now, we're still seeing this, or I'm viewing this as a falling knife. So I want to see what tomorrow and Friday has in store. Let's say we end up consolidating a bit and starting to see a couple green candlesticks forming. Maybe that would be a confirmation that, hey, we're pushing back up. But until then, we are not pushing back up quite yet. I mean, it's too early to tell, but I do suspect maybe we do get a bit of a relief rally here at 418, 417, since we are a bit oversold when it comes to the RSI here. On the 4-hour chart, RSI is under 30. At this point, it's at 28. So watch out for maybe a bounce back. Maybe. Keyword is maybe, guys. And QQQ here, let's see what's going on there. We're seeing a lot of the same. This closed down to, it went down 0.4%. It closed above 341 today. And after hours, it's down to 338. So it's down an additional, what is that? Wow, it's actually down another 0.9%. You might as well call it 1%. So overall, from where QQQ opened today at 342 to where it is now after hours, it is down about 1.4%. So that is a pretty chunky sell-off as well on QQQ. And we haven't seen a drop like this over the past couple of weeks. I mean, the last time we saw a decent drop was back in the beginning of June. We went down about 2%. And of course, you guys remember this, end of April, early May, we did see a bigger drop of about 8%. So we almost hit correction territory there. If you guys didn't know, whenever a stock, ETF, index, whatever you're looking at, whenever it goes down 10% or more, or rather 10 to 20%, that's correction territory. Anything above 20% is a bear market. So yes, we did see almost a correction back then. And could this be the start start of another correction? Sure, it very well could be, but as of now, like SPY, it's too early to tell because we need to see a couple more days of trading here to see whether or not QQQ recovers back over 339. Do we end up holding the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart at a higher low, which is very possible by the looks of it because we're hovering right around it right now. And one thing worth mentioning is if we dump under 338, maybe we go 330, 331, right around the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. And there goes Siri again. What the heck is wrong with this this Siri chick, guys? She keeps talking to me on my watch when I'm not even talking to her. That goes to show that they're always listening to us. They're always listening to us, guys. So be mindful of that. But yeah, watch out for 338, 339 on QQQ, and I'd love to know what you think. I mean, again, we covered earlier in the video earlier today about the Fed meeting. It was pretty, I don't want to say it was a disaster, but let's say the markets didn't take it. The markets didn't like it. And again, I'll link that video down below if you do want to check out my breakdown of the Fed meeting. It was about 10, 11 minutes. And now let's get into the stocks that I'm looking at. Stock number one is NEO. And if you guys are in my Patreon, I make a video every single morning on Patreon talking about stocks, breakout stocks, my plans that day. We talk more about my positions, what I'm looking to do, and so forth throughout the day there. I mentioned how NEO, I was seeing a bearish divergence. I believe this was on Monday's morning update video, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was on Monday's morning video. And that was when it was at 47. And we called the pull down. We called it out because, again, we were looking at the bearish divergence. We can see the RSI was weakening a bit, but we saw, the candlesticks themselves moving up. So that's a bearish divergence. And we saw the pullback from there from $47 down to about where we are now, $45. And as of now, despite the fact that we went down 0.3%, we had a red day, NEO looks like it is holding the uptrend at a higher low. We got a nice juicy green candle at on this 4-hour chart above that 50 SMA, and we actually did pretty well throughout the day. I mean, it was very choppy, but what I mean by very well is the fact that we actually closed on an upswing. So NEO, I like it here. I think it's in play back to about $47. If it breaks 47, which was the high from a couple days ago, I'm thinking, and I'm sticking to this, guys, $50, $51, $52. That is where we will be going, which is about what? Like 8 to 10, 12% higher from where we are now. So NEO, full disclosure, I'm in this stock. I own it as a swing and a long-term investment. And by the looks of it, the uptrend's holding, and I think there is more upside in store here. And the cruise line stocks did pretty well today as well. NCLH, this ended up going up 2.6% today. And by the looks of it, this is also maintaining the uptrend. Look at this. We broke out of the wedge. That was a couple weeks ago. We saw a nice rally all the way to about $34, which was that high point from the beginning of March. And we sold off from there. We actually sold off about 8 to 9 to 10%. And again, we're holding that 180 SMA right now at a higher low. We got a nice pop today of about 2.6%. So by the looks of it, NCLH wants to continue this push, and there's only one sticking point left in store. Ahead of us, I'd say, and that is around $32 per share, right around the 50 moving average, which is resistance right now here on the 4 hours. So I'm going to put an alert at 32 a share here on NCLH. We break that, I'm thinking we're going straight mid-30s, and we might even break out of that high point from the beginning of March. That is extremely possible. CCL, I'm also looking at this. Excuse me, guys. CCL, It's pulled back a bit. It's down about, 6-7% from the recent high at $31 per share. And like NCLH, CCL also is trading above the 180 SMA. It's holding it at as a higher low right now. We're well above the wedge that we were in for a good amount of months here. We're talking 2-3 months. And I believe this is setting up for a breakout. Maybe we end up going back to 31.50, maybe above that. So I'm going to put an alert right at the 50 moving average here on CCL. That is at $30 per share. I'm thinking if we take that out, there's, I don't want to say for sure, but because nothing's for sure, guys, but I do think we could end up taking out the highs if we break back into the 30s. So watch out for CCL and CLH. ENPH also had a pretty good day today. Ticker symbol ENPH. And let me clear the drawing set here and give you guys some fresh analysis. NCLH, or not NCLH, gosh, guys, my mind's still on NCLH. ENPH. The ticker kind of rhymes there, which is kind of weird. NCLH, ENPH, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But look, we're slowly but surely breaking out of the downwards channel. We're trading above the moving averages. We're seeing a golden cross as well. 50s crossing above the 180 SMA. And I think we're early on this. We're still down about 30% from the high. And remember what I mentioned yesterday, anything 10-20% of a drop, that's a correction, right? 20% plus, what is that? You guessed it, it's a bear market. So ENPH is in a bear market right now. And again, we are breaking out of the downwards channel, which we've been downtrending for months on end, ever since, this whole year, ever since the beginning of January. So I believe ENPH has upside. It went up 5% today, up over $7. Was there a catalyst that I'm missing? I think it was maybe just these stocks in general did well today. But yeah, overall, shout out to ENPH. It's moving. I'm going to put an alert at about maybe mid 150, so I'll put it at 155. If we break 155, watch out for a push. I'm thinking we go 175. Maybe not tomorrow, the next day. In fact, I doubt we go there tomorrow or the next day. Maybe we do, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm talking maybe in the next couple of weeks we do that. And those were the high points, 175 that is. Those were the high points from back in the middle of March, early April, also in the end of April. So, yeah, watch out from 155 to 175. We're talking that's about a 10, 12, 13% move there. And Mercado Libre, I feel like a lot of people forgot about this. Do you guys know this company? This is, I believe they're based in Argentina. It's an e-commerce oriented company based down there in South America. And hey, this could be considered, the South American Amazon. I don't know. Maybe that's what some people call it. And this went up almost 2% today. And although it's not breaking out of the downtrend quite yet, in fact, we're still downtrending. We're under the 180 SMA. We are above the 50 SMA. And there goes Siri again talking to me. Yeah, we're slowly moving. And I want to see if we could catch this if it breaks the 180 moving average. So I'm going to put an alert on Mercado Libre at 1450. If that breaks, right, we might be seeing a push towards 1600. You guys can see 3 times in the past, and just because it's done it in the past doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to do it again, but we're looking at the chart here, analyzing it, guys, and I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing, right? 1450 breaks, the 180 SMA breaks. Look, 1600, that was the high from March into April, also into May a little bit. So I'm thinking there is going to be a slow escalation to that point over time. Who knows when, but over the next couple months, weeks, we'll see. And that gives it about 10% upside, $150 per share upside. So I personally like Mercado Libre. MELI is the ticker on that. And Sunrun, man, Sunrun's also breaking out here, up over 10% on the day. And this is probably in the camp of ENPH as well. ENPH, Sunrun, both of these did very well today. And this is ticker symbol RUN. And you guys can see this one's also been downtrending like ENPH ever since the beginning of 2021, like clockwork. I mean, lower lows, lower highs, all that good stuff, or maybe not good stuff if you're in the stock. And now we're breaking out above the moving averages. We're not seeing a golden cross yet, but we'll likely see that over the next coming weeks if the trend upwards continues. And now we're breaking above high points that we haven't been at since the beginning of May. So I'm going to put an alert at $50. And let me be honest with you all. This is going to be a sticking point on Sunrun, $50 per share. Because look, that was support back in the beginning of November. Also, March into April, into May a little bit. So once a support breaks, it becomes resistance. And yeah, I think we're going to see some selling pressure probably at 50 before we plow through 50. And considering the RSI is overbought and we had such a good green day today, maybe we do get some profit taking. But overall, if we pull back, and geez, there goes Siri again. What the heck, guys? Are they watching me? Is this Powell watching me, guys? Jerome Powell, are you listening to me, man? I don't know, guys. So weird. But yeah, watch out for Sunrun. We pull back to 47. I think we're plowing right through that, and we're going to start pushing up mid to high 50s. So that's ticker symbol RUN. And tomorrow we have two companies reporting, or maybe Kroger's on Friday. Kroger is the grocery chain. They're tomorrow at 9 a.m., so pre-market. They're reporting. They went down about 1% today. So I'm not really, I'm not invested in them, and I'm not really looking to hop into a trade quite yet until we get earnings from them. But I'm looking to see if we end up holding the 180 moving average here at about $37, do we rally up above 38, start pushing up towards 40? I think that could be a breakout spot here on Kroger, ticker symbol KR. And another thing worth mentioning is the dip looks pretty solid. I mean, RSI is pretty oversold, and we just need to see the confirmation of a pop back up, because as of now, this is still considered, I would say, a falling knife. We haven't really confirmed any green candlesticks above the 180 yet, so watch out for that. In fact, I'm going to set an alert at, let's say, 38 per share. That's probably a good spot to put my alert. And the last stock for today is good old Adobe, ADBE. Don't forget about this one, guys. They report maybe on Friday. No, they report tomorrow as well, same as Kroger. And we called this out on Patreon a couple of days ago. I believe it was last week when the stock was like 510, 515, and it ran all the way to 560. And I was telling you guys, be careful. It's overbought. Don't rush into it. Don't FOMO. And good thing that I was saying that, although I don't give financial advice, guys. Always do your own research. But good thing I was saying that, because look, we're down about $20 from the high, down 4%. And at this point, we are holding 540, which is a old level of resistance. It's a good sign. We are holding it as support right now, but I'm not too convinced that we are going to maintain it as support. I would love to see this actually come down a bit more. If it comes down to about 525 after earnings, let's say they do good EPS, or well with EPS, revenue, guidance is solid. Maybe we do get a move, off that 50 moving average. That is where I'd consider potentially trading it at about 520, maybe 515, 525, that general area. So, yeah, guys, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. We talked about NEO, the cruise lines. We talked about ENPH, Run, Mercado Libre. We talked about Kroger and Adobe. And don't forget the Fed meeting video. Go check that out. Super important. I guarantee you guys will find value. I mean, look, if you put the speed on YouTube at 2 times, meaning you watch the speed or you watch the video in double time or whatever, you guys know what I mean. You can literally speed through that video in 5 minutes, so go check it out. I'll link it down below. If you all enjoyed this video, smash the like button, consider subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below, and don't forget to check out my Patreon for all my moves, a morning update video. If you want more access to me throughout the day, that's on Patreon, link down below. You could also get your Tuesday 2 stocks from Webull. They're free, valued up to $1,600. You could also get $30 free from M1 Finance and $10 from Coinbase as well. Literally, guys, you can make, no joke, I'm serious, $60 to $70. Link down below. And mind you, all of those are affiliate links, so I do appreciate you guys if you do use those. They help me out and the channel out directly. So I'll catch you all in that Fed video. I'll pop it up here. I'll see you there. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.